afternoon, everyone. With the collective effort of the group member, myself, Bimal, Dita, Pradeep, Rohit, and Nabil, we did a research in international labor mobility and its effects on countries. So I would like to initiate with the introduction part. In the world, the globalization is an ongoing process which is deeply concerned. This is to enable the movement of the production factors, goods, labor, and technology with the global aspects. The common trade theory elaborated that the globalization uses making things equal in terms of product, price, and production, along with the free trade that leads towards the allocation of the resources. So this gives the advantage to the customer due to the free trade. So the level competition enhances along with companies that used to offer their customer low prices. So it could impact in long-term basis due to having a wide range issues that can occur and cause income inequalities and unemployment in the country. Thus, the globalization is a continuous process that works in long term for some workers. Now, this international mobility is believed as beneficial, and for some, it is causing a negative impact, and they are facing tremendous issues. So, moreover, this is impacting over the globalization as workers having less skills and income inequalities issues. So, for the further explanation, I would like to call my friend Dita. Thank you.
Thank you, Bimal. I would like to proceed with further presentation. Now I'm going to tell about international labor mobility. In terms of employment, the migration is considered as a significant problem that impacts over countries in global aspect. There are two major labor market-based forces were presented in which different operations are going on in present time. Hence, there are different countries in the world where shortage of workers, so organizations are facing high level of gaps in positions in different industries. There are many other factors also presented that can impact, such as socio-economic, demographic changes, and political crisis, along with increasing gap in between gaps in developing and developed countries in the world. Hesker-Ohlin model. This is the model investigated and developed in the year 1930. This was the mathematical model for specifically dealing with international trade. Thus, the Hesker-Ohlin model is also called HO model, or in the other name, we can also say 2x2x2 model. This model plays significant role by showing countries to export materials of production that they have presented excessively. Thus the model is helping countries to searching out the trade balance among two different countries. It is necessary for the country to know its primary materials of products along with the nature, capital, labor, resources, labor forces, money to invest in different industries. Furthermore, the import productions factors are involving the shortage of workers. Hence, the international trade is believed as foundation. Hence, the basic principle is concerned with the excess of capital along with getting resources in less prices that will make the export products attractive. The production is labor intensive nature. It is necessary for the country to buy or import from other countries. Likewise, the concerning cost differentials contain different impact over the production materials, where the intensity of economy is specific, so that the country needs to recruit labor forces from the countries in fulfill the local production gap strategically. So now for the further presentation, I would like to call Rohit. Thank you.
Thank you, Dita. I'm Pradeep, and I'm talking about the effect of international labor mobility. The migration is a kind of travel from one place to another for the work and living purpose. A person can move towards another city, state, country, for sector, job, or any other region. It's believed as migration. Hence, the migration is being enhancing rapidly in developing countries of the world. In present time, individuals want to spend their life with having various resources in hand. For this reason, they need to migrate towards better place for better life. Thus, they need to spend their life by getting proper and adequate employment opportunity. In this aspect, the most common way is to migrate. Moreover, Few more reasons to do migration of individual include lack of opportunities, construction buildings, globalization, crop failure, or natural disaster. Also, this international labor mobility is having different effects that are discussed below as. International labor will help to decrease unemployment and get proper job opportunities. It will help to improve the quality of life of individuals. Also, it is also helping to lead with increasing economic growth in the state. Furthermore, it helps individuals to give better education to their children as well. Also, it supports a country to decrease the birth rate. On the other side, there are some negative impacts presented for international labor mobility. There are the number one is the level of output as well as the development of rural areas, influence from the loss of person from the rural areas. Also, in the urban areas, the influx of the labor enhancing the level of competition with respect to job, houses and other facilities. Similarly, the large size population give higher pressure over the amenities, natural resources as well as other services. The population of an area get disturbed when migration occur. The children who live in poverty, they not get proper education, they do not get proper education, nutrition or even health as well. So this is the end of my presentation and I'd like to call another friend for another presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradeep. I would like to proceed from international labor mobility in countries. First of all, I would like to start from the country Australia. The first country here in Australia. The Australia is belonging to Pacific region, which is believed as a step of a country with having high priorities of individuals. In the Australia state, the labor mobility is believed as having win-win situation, along with having ability to spread proper life. This individual possesses attractive skills, knowledge, and abilities, so they used to fill out organizational gaps productively. They used to earn attractive income and able to increase their skills. Hence, there is demand drive scheme presented along with having support to fill out the labor gap within the towns of Australia. They are working hard in boosting their economy activity. They also working competitiveness in rural as well as regional area of the state. The state used to give proper protection to the workers, safeguard along with proper Pacific labor facility for living as well as efficiently working in Australia. I'm talking about India. In the India, the migration is believed as common from rural areas to urban areas. The migration used to be done on a rapid basis like other developing countries. China. Focusing towards the China, there is an independent country with maximum resources. This country is not having much international labor. However, people from different countries of the world came for availing job opportunities in India. The China is believed as most expensive state as per the International Labour Organization. And last, Bangladesh. From Bangladesh, every year almost 4 lakh or more workers leave their state and migrate in other overseas states for availing employment opportunity in poverty aspect. Furthermore, I would like to call Nabil for presentation. Thank you.
So before giving the final conclusion, I'll try to give you a bit of the overview that what we have covered in this presentation. International labor mobility, international labor mobility is that when labor comes from certain country to another country and they change places geographically. And like for example, people come here from the different countries to Australia to work and to study, and then they stay here. So that's a kind of international labor mobility, that how does it work and how does it affect the economy and the country itself. So we have discussed the Hackers All-in model as well before, and the effects of international labor mobility. There are different effects. There could be positive and negative effects. Some of the positive effects of international labor mobility is like decrease in unemployment. Over unemployment would be decreased. Improved quality of life for the individual, because if he would be getting better job that he was not getting back in their country, there would be an improvement in quality of life and economic growth for the country, and wherever he would be working, and economy is getting his services, and the use is really good, so the economic growth would be there. And the negative aspect is that large population would be in the and there would be high pressure for the people. Like in Sydney and Melbourne, there are people overly populated, and they don't want people here anymore. They want people to send, and the government wants people to send to the rural areas or to the side areas, because the population is already here. But population is here because there is more jobs and labor mobility. And so for the final conclusion, in a nutshell, the international labor mobility is commonly used in mostly in developing countries. There are various developing countries, but we have discussed few of them, including Bangladesh and India. Moreover, when the economic level is low in developing countries and people are not getting good jobs, so they try to move towards better economies and better countries. That's where the international labor mobility comes in. That's why people come to Australia or Canada from India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, because they don't have that much good jobs back there in their countries. The economy possesses several differences of labor ratios, capital motivating the free factor of mobility capital for moving from economies containing high or low ratio of laboring, along with the facing scarce resource issues. Hence, the process impact over the distraction of the income in an effective way to enhance relative income of labor capital within the countries. Moreover, the research also shows that countries where less population presented are always in need to fill out the organizational gaps. So they do recruit from international markets, such as countries like Australia, that is discussed above, and we have discussed previous in the video too. The Australia is having less population with high level of opportunity, so they usually do hire from international markets, along with offering attractive wages to labor and giving them wide ranges of incentives so that they can spend their life productively. And that's why one of the major export of Australia is also studies, and they bring along students who most of them end up staying here. But there is this positive and negative effects that I've discussed previously, and that's one of them: immigration and laws and everything. In such issues, the people of different countries prefer to move themselves in other host countries for spending their lives in effective manner and avail proper life, surviving to long-term basis if they're not getting enough healthy opportunities or economic opportunities back there in their countries. So that's why they move towards the better countries. Thank you.